Welcome, everybody. NorCal Sports Network. The Giants sweep the Colorado Rockies. Wouldn't you know it? 53-55. Same record as they had in 1987. And then they went on to win 90 games that year and come within one game of the World Series. Do I think that's happening this year? Nah, I don't. Fool's gold, as I've said a lot. But anyway, welcome to the show. We're going to get going here. Giants win 4. Let's see, what was the final score? 5-4. Boy, the Rockies proved why they're the worst team in the National League, or at least at the bottom. This play in the, what was it, the 6th or 7th inning, Giants had first and second, 2 outs, grounded to McMahon at third. He charges and tags the runner going to third, and the ball pops out of his mitt. Bases loaded. Next pitch, Matt Chapman, 2-run single. Instead of a 3-2 game, it's 5-2, and that was the difference. The Rockies just find ways to lose games, and the Giants took advantage of a crappy team and were able to pull out a 4-game sweep. And Greg Dayton says, Jeff Passan just confirmed Snell is not being moved. He's usually is spot on. That would be typical of Farhan. He'll hold them. Watch what happens. Farhan doesn't do anything. Snell stays. He pitches good. He opts out. Giants get nothing. Giants are back in 25. Same old crap. Chapman opts in. Whatever. We'll see. Hey, Jeff Taylor, thank you for becoming a new member. Wanted to point that out. Thanks, Jeff. Really appreciate you. I see you had another membership in here too. So 2 members that I didn't recognize the other one. Yeah. So Giants get the sweep. Today's stars of the game. Let's go over that. Well, let's do a wrap. Let's just do a quick little wrap of the game itself, and we'll pull up the scoring first. It started for the Giants in the the bottom of the first. Casey Schmidt, one of our friends of the show, Casey Schmidt, who's been on here. Casey hit a home run, 422-foot blast to left center. His third of the year. Giants lead 1-0. It would remain that way until the bottom of the second, when the Giants scored 2 more runs. Inning started kind of not so well, as Yaz and VR both struck out. Then Conforto doubled, and then Derek Hill tripled to right. Conforto scored, and then Soler hit a ground rule double, scoring Hill to make it 3-0. It would remain 3-0 until the top of the fourth, when Charlie Blackmon singled to right, scoring Ezekiel Tovar, who had doubled earlier, to make it 3-1. It would remain 3-1 until the top half of the 6th inning, when the Rockies put a run across the plate, when Hillard grounded out to short. Tovar again singled. He had 3 hits on the day. Blackmon grounded out to first. Tovar moved to second. Then Goodman singled to right, just beyond the outstretched glove of Casey Schmidt, making it 3-2. It would remain 3-2 until the very next half inning, when the Giants, I just mentioned, Chapman singled after the ball that Fitzgerald grounded into a fielder's choice, when McMahon, an error, the ball just popped out of his mitt. He just didn't have, just a bad play. And McMahon's a slick fielding third baseman, really solid third baseman. I really like McMahon. He's a good player. So it remains, it's now 5-2. Rockies come back in the top half of the 7th, and a home run by, I always mispronounce his name, but Taglia, however you say it, hit a blast, making it 5-3. And then in the 9th inning, it got interesting. Togula singled to right. Cave then singled to right, moving Togula to third. First and third, nobody out. Stallings grounded out to second. Togula scored. Cave moves to second. Then Hilliard struck out swinging, and then they got Ezekiel Duvall for the what do we call the Giants saves? Torture? Yeah, that was a torture save again. So Giants win at 5-4. They sweep the Rockies, and taking a look at the actual Major League standings now, when we pull up the standings to see where the Giants are, I think they actually may have gained a game today. Let's take a peek here. 1 second here. Let me pull this up. Okay. Take a look at the standings. There we go. All right. Oops. Here we go. Got it. All right. So let's take a look at the wild card standings. Giants did move up a game. They're 3.5 out. What does that mean? They're still behind Arizona, St. Louis, and Pittsburgh. But you know what that means, guys? That means Farhan is going to believe. He's always done this. He's going to believe they have a shot. Watch them not make a trade, not do really anything significant, thinking he has the horses, and then they lose to the A's Tuesday night and Wednesday, and we're back to should have sold, but it's too late. So Giants got hot here against the Rockies. They did what they had to do. But is it a little too late? I think it is. Let's just take a look at the division standings. Let's see what's happening there. I heard Kruk and Kipe say they got work to do, but the Dodgers, find the Dodgers. Look, you're 10.5 out. You're not going to win the division. Forget it. Your likelihood of finishing fourth is much more likely than making the playoffs, in my opinion. But Diamondbacks are improving. Padres improving. We shall see what happens. But I think it's going to be a tough haul for the Giants to get into the playoffs. But people are excited. As Greg says, fans got excited sweeping the Rockies. My goodness. Yes. 3.5 out of the wild card, yes. But you've got to climb over a few teams. You're fortunate today because in looking at the wild card standings, when we take a look at it, the teams ahead of the Giants today, Braves won, but they were already on top. So they gained on the Padres who lost, the Mets lost, and the Diamondbacks lost. Okay? The Cardinals won, and the Pirates won. Going to be tough for all these teams to lose every day, especially the teams that are in the driver's seat of 1, 2, and 3. They've all basically got to lose for you to gain games. So when you fall back, I mean, you're 3.5 back, but you'll probably be back 4 or 5 in the next few days, and then you just bouncing back and forth. It's going to be tough, guys. Just laying it off there for you. Rob C says J.D. Davis released by the Yankees. And J.D. Davis was just there yesterday. And friend of the show, Senior, got his bat. His son, Charlie, got the bat. We put it on there last night. Yeah. Mike Vass says, good news, if Giants stand pat at trade deadline and end up missing the wild card playoffs, Farhan should be gone. Yeah, that would be good news too. Hiroku says, thanks. Just got done watching the show with Ned. Good show. Hey, thanks, Hiroku. Yeah, that was a good show with Ned. Had him for an hour, and it's always great to have Ned on. Got so much information to go over. By the way, guys, we'll be doing a trade deadline show on Tuesday. The deadline is 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 Eastern. So we're going to come on at 1 o'clock. And we will do a 2-hour show, maybe a little bit more than 2 hours, and see exactly where things are at. Giants have no more games before Tuesday night. So what they are is what they are. going into the trade deadline. So let's see what else we got in the chat here. Dwayne Burrows says Farhan needs to bring in some offense. I would agree. But he never sells. He didn't sell on Rodon. I don't think he's going to do it on Snell. And Snell's going to end up walking, or worse. Worst thing that can happen if Snell stays is he does something and gets injured to his arm and he can't pitch next year and you got to pay him. Now you just blew up that season. This is why I would get rid of Snell. There's no way I'm taking that chance. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. You're not a playoff contending team right now as far as you're not in the driver's seat. And think about all the things that can happen. Just D. Lodi says, you want to get rid of everyone? Not everyone. I would get rid of Snell. I'd get rid of Chapman. I'd get rid of Soler if I could. And I'd replace that with young talent and bring up young talent. You got Casey Schmidt right there, third base. Fitzgerald's your shortstop. I'd look for you might be able to just get a Connor Norby for moving a Lamont Wade and a Soler or something like that. You can get ready everyday players that are ready to play. Move Lamont Wade or you can just move Camilo Duvall and you could get Norby plus some. Look, you got Jordan Hicks who's struggling right now. I think his arm's tired. I think they overused him. It's exactly what I said they would do with Jordan Hicks. He didn't look good today in his one inning. Did he pitch one inning? Let's see what Webb's or Hicks' line was today. Jordan Hicks pitched 2 innings, actually. Gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. So, yeah, he should be used in 1 inning. He should be used as a 1 inning, 8th inning, or 9th inning guy and let him throw his gas. Let him throw 103. Forget this. He's already pitched more innings than he's ever pitched. Yeah, Mike, you're right. Giants were expected to sweep the Rockies. We're still not convinced. Trade for Vlad. Well, as long as you don't have to give up a Luciano to get Vlad, I'm for it. Or a Bryce Eldridge. I don't know what you could do to get Vlad, but that gives the Giants a more possible chance of making the playoffs if you got somebody like that. Mike Bass says, does Tyler Fitzgerald make Marco expendable? He could. It's possible if you got the right deal. I wouldn't give up on Marco. He's 22 years old. The guy can hit. We know he has a struggle at shortstop, but let's see if we can find a place for him. Maybe first base is the answer. I really think first base would be the best possible solution for Marco Luciano for 2025 or DH. If you got Jorge Soler, train Luciano to play winter ball and put him at first base. Let him learn the position. Come to camp early. Get work in the offseason at first base. If you're going to move Soler, then Luciano is your DH. It's that simple. Look, the guy can hit. He was hitting nearly 400 when he was up here. Hitting was not the problem. It was his glove at shortstop and got into his head. He's a 22-year-old, made a few mistakes, and it snowballed. Mike says, what are the Giants missing in your eyes? How about leadership at the top? That would be the first thing. Because I think if you get the right leader in the front office, I think it fixes a lot. But what they're missing right now is they don't have a lot of athleticism. They don't have much speed. Chapman looks good on the bases. Ramos, who got a day off, is a good base runner. He's got some speed. Wisely got a little speed. Fitzgerald, we know, has got speed. Start playing speed. And I think their pitching will be okay. I think they do need some depth in the bullpen. And I think the biggest area of weakness is just look at Matt Chapman in the middle of your lineup. Matt Chapman is hitting What? Let me pull it up. Matt Chapman, after going 3 for 4 today, is 242. He's a streaky hitter. He was on a hot streak this series. He'll fall back down to 230. You watch. Matt Chapman is a streaky hitter. He'll be back down to 230. He's just up and down. He doesn't stay consistent. He's basically your middle of the order guy, 3, 4, 5, and Chapman has 46 RBIs right now. 47. I guess he got 2. 47 RBIs. Maybe it's 48. Okay? The guy should have 60 plus RBIs by now. Minimum. That's a big problem. Giants have no pop in the middle of the lineup. They leave runners in scoring position constantly. So there's a lot of issues with this club. I see Josh Bell put on waivers. I don't care for Josh Bell. He's not the solution for the Giants. So I'm not doing anything with Josh Bell. I'm going young. Move guys. Get me some guys from the Orioles that are blocked. Go see if you can get me Kobe Mayo. Kobe Mayo, first baseman. Going to take a lot. But you could do it. You might be able to dangle Blake Snell and Camilo Duvall. Get you Kobe Mayo. Stick him at first base, 30-plus home run power. You might be able to get Connor Norby. Heck, if you did what I was telling you, you could trade Logan Webb and keep Snell and re-sign him. You could get a haul for Logan Webb. I think you can get Jackson Holiday for Logan Webb at shortstop. How would that be? Jackson Holiday manning shortstop for the next 10 to 12 years in San Francisco. You got your everyday shortstop, your catalyst to your lineup. You move Fitzgerald somewhere, maybe second base. Put Luciano at first base until, well, you got Mayo. Forget that. So you got Mayo at first. Luciano becomes your DH. Third base, Casey Schmidt. Let's get young. This is a young man's game. Let's get some guys in there that are 22, 23, 24, 25 years old. I want a lineup that has 7 of the 9 guys under 26 years old. Okay? That's what I want. I'm fine with a 30-year-old here or there. But let's move off the 33, 34-year-old Yaz's. Yaz will be 34 in August. If he doesn't get traded, he's going to be back on this team next year. Mark my words. If Yaz is not traded, Farhan, well, unless he gets traded the offseason because Farhan gets fired. But if Farhan's running the ship, Yaz will be here. By Victor donates $4.99. Thank you. By Victor says, we can get elite pitching because of the ballpark, but we can't get elite hitters. We need to focus on selling for young elite hitters. Yes, I totally 100% agree, Victor. You nailed it on the head. That's the star comment of the day so far. $4.99. Every time I get a star comment, I'm going to give you the crowd. Who wants to hear the crowd cheer? Let me see if we got any more. Yeah, Farhan isn't trading anyone. Why? Because he sucks. Yeah, that is true, and that is worth a Okay, what else we got in the chat here? Let's see. Snell and Webb, playoff-bound teams, are yearning for good starters. We could rake in some talent for 25. You could if you wouldn't have much pitching. I don't know if you want to give up both pitchers, but you could, and then you could go sign some pitching in the offseason because pitching is not the issue, signing free agents to come pitch here. If you got the young players, the studs, to field the lineup around the diamond, you are going to be able to get pitchers because They will come, especially if they've got a good lineup. Man, let's get some gap hitters. Let's get some guys that can put it in the gaps here. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. See what they do. My thought is they don't do much. That's. I think there'll be a couple of peripheral moves that don't do a whole lot to move the needle. There'll be a little trade for a Conforto for some AA, AAA guy that's like a top 20 prospect, like a number 18 prospect, and you'll get something like that. And then you'll get maybe a Lamont Wade for a number 21 prospect, or, that kind of stuff that just doesn't move the needle. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah. Heroku. How does he get fired? It's driving me insane. 6 years. This is like Alex Smith. Yeah, it really is. This is year 6, guys. And it's going to be most likely 5 out of 6 of not making the playoffs. And the Bay Area media's got to rise up. But you got problems. You got problems because you got people like Susan Slusser and others who are, on the take, and they can't come out with anything honest about the Giants because they can't be critical. At least Pavlovich at times has made some pretty good, strong comments about moving the Giants, what they need to do. Look, guys, they just don't get too excited. They beat the Rockies, okay? The Rockies are 31 games under 500. There's a reason they're 31 games under 500. They stink, and they stink even more on the road. Even the stench of Farhan wasn't able to outdo the stench of the Rockies. The Rockies stink much more. So winning 4 games, hey, look, you got to do it, and they look good doing it, so you take it. A sweep's a sweep, so you take it. But if you listen to me with Ned Colletti on at 2:30, he basically pretty much said you got to know what your team is after 100 and roughly 10 games. You should know where they're at. And this 4-game winning streak matches the longest winning streak of the season for the Giants. Think about that. This is the longest winning streak of the season for the Giants at 4 games. Can they carry the momentum on Tuesday and Wednesday when they face Oakland? Oakland's been playing pretty good. I think the A's lost today. They lost 8-6. But the A's they're no pushovers. And Giants will take on them on Tuesday and Wednesday at Oracle Park. And then it's going to get kind of tough because they're going to go on the road. They're going to go to Cincinnati and Washington, 2 teams that are kind of in the mix chasing the Giants. That's another 7-game road trip. Now, if the Giants win against Oakland and they go on this 7-game road trip and come back 4-3, 5-2, now you might be talking. But you got to take the idea of, look, is this team going anywhere this year? You got to look at the idea. How long do you want to stay at the mid-level, right? Do you want to stay here at this chasing 500 for the next 3 years? Seriously, think about that. This trade deadline has ramifications because if the Giants do nothing significant to get players that are ready to step into the lineup and play, that have better than average expectation of being successful, if they don't do that, we're going to be looking at a team full of, I hate to say it, but look, I like the kid. I love Brett Wisely, but there's a lot of Brett Wisleys that are out there on every team. They're the guys that are your 24th, 25th, 26th men on a roster generally. You need guys that are top 5, top 7 players on your roster. Start getting some players that make a difference. You heard Ned on it earlier today. One man doesn't do it. You need depth. Getting a Mike Trout doesn't guarantee you nothing. Even Shohei. You had Shohei and Trout, and you couldn't even make the playoffs down in Anaheim. Then you have Barry Bonds, arguably the greatest player to ever play the game, in many people's opinions. 1 World Series appearance, no titles. Willie Mays made 3 World Series appearances in his career. 1 in 54 with the New York Giants, and then again in 1962 with the San Francisco Giants. Won it in 54. In 62, they came up short. Game 7, lost Game 7 at Candlestick. And then his final year of his career, I believe it was, he was with the New York Mets, and he was pretty much kind of washed up, but the Mets made a run. Not so much because of Willie. It's not just one guy. You need several players, and the Giants need to regroup. They don't have the horses to play 162. Look, they're 53 and 55. They played 108 games, 54 more games to go. We already said for them to win 85 games, they got to go 32 and 22. 32 and 22. 10 games over 500 to get to 85 wins. They haven't been able to do that all year. And they haven't really gone 10 games under. So it's not like, oh, well, they went 10 under. They're capable of going 10 over. No, this is just a mid team. What this team does is they fall back to the mid level when they face good teams. We'll see what they do against Oakland. I honestly thought they'd win 3 this week against the Rockies. I did not think they would sweep, but they pulled off the sweep. So give them credit. Hats off to the Giants for the sweep. You can't knock them for sweeping. They did what they had to do. Even though it was the Rockies, they did what they had to do. So hats off to the Giants there. Pitching looks solid. Soler's starting to come around. Chapman's had a good series. Fitzgerald's been hotter than who knows what to say. I mean, the guy's been hotter than a firecracker. He's been unbelievable. 8 homers in 10 games now, 8 and 11. He'll be player of the week, National League, the second for the Giants this year. Second rookie. Well, Matos technically wasn't a rookie, but, kind of like a rookie. Actually, Tyler Fitzgerald is older than Luis Matos. Luis Matos is 22 years old. You guys know how old Tyler Fitzgerald is, right? Tyler Fitzgerald is 26. Okay? He's 26. So he just made the big leagues at 25. Maybe he's a late bloomer, but he's a guy that needs to stay. No more up and downs for Tyler Fitzgerald. He's got to be a mainstay. But you look at the roster, Matos and Luciano, both 22. So Elliot Ramos, 24. Jung-Hoo Lee, 25. There's your future right there. Those 4 guys. And then Logan Webb now is 27. But I like the guys 25 and under. Casey Schmidt, there's another guy. He's 25. As I said earlier, I want 7 of 9 guys under 26. I want a roster that's young and that can play together for 5-6 years and stack up some division titles. Look what the Dodgers have done. Dodgers are going to win the division for what? the 11th time in 12 years. It started in 13. Let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, and 23. They didn't win it in 20, 10 out of 11. So they win this year. It's going to be 11 out of 12 division titles. Come on. Giants should not go 5 years without a division title, period. Now they did it in 21. Okay. 22, 23, 24, no division title. They got to win a title within 25, 26. Look, you're the 5th largest market team revenue-wise in all of baseball. You got to win a division every 5 years. Dodgers are winning it, own the division. Hiroka says Giants are 10-3 against the Rockies. They'd be worse if they didn't play the Rockies. Yikes. Yeah, think of that. 7 games over 500 against the Rockies. That's where the Giants, what was that, 10-3? They've won 53 games. They've won 53 games and they're 10-3. 18.8% of their victories this year against the Rockies. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what they are against the Dodgers. They're done with the Dodgers, right? What'd they go? 3-10 against the Dodgers? 4-9? Let me look. Pull it up right here. Let me go back to the schedule. Okay. They had the Dodgers for 3 in April, got swept, 0-3. And then they played the Dodgers at home for 3, lost 2. So they're 1-5. And then played them in the end of June, won 2 of 3 at home. So 1-5, 3-6. And then they won 1 out of 4. So 4-9. 4-9 against the Dodgers this year. Yeah. So what can you say? They still got a little bit left with the Padres. They've still got 6 to go with the Padres. And they still have 6 left with Arizona. So 12 division games left. Better teams. I don't think out of those 12 games, I think you could probably expect 6-6 at best. I don't think they're, maybe you get 7-5, but for the Giants to make the playoffs, they got to play 600 ball to win 85 games. Okay. They've got 54 games left, everybody. 54 games. They need to win 32 of them. 593 ball, almost 600 ball. Where's that coming from? So that means you got to win 3 out of every 5. So 6-4. If they go 6-4 in their next 50 games, every 10 game stretch, if they go 6-4, then they'll have 4 games left and they'll be sitting right there with a real good shot. They need to go 6-4 every 10 games. The problem is when you look at the schedule and you look at September coming up, I don't see a lot of 6-4 weeks or 6-4 10-game stretches. Not when you've got Arizona, San Diego, Milwaukee, San Diego, Baltimore, Kansas City, Arizona, and St. Louis. They're September games. They got 1 against Miami to end the series on September 1st at home. So they've got 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25 games in September. 25 games. So They got to win 15 games in September to play 600 ball. 15-10. It's possible. I don't think it's likely. Why do I say it's? Because they don't play well on the road. They don't hit well. And you're asking a lot of pressure on the pitching staff and a bullpen that's tired. So they've used a ton of the bullpen. Alex Cobb was supposed to start Tuesday night. He came down with a blister. And so Alex Cobb has been scratched. Don't know when he will be available to make his first start of the year. Probably another week. It pushes him back. We'll see. Tuesday night. Who's going Tuesday night? Is it Robbie Ray, everybody? Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the matchups for Tuesday night. Let me pull up my phone here. Tuesday, it's Robbie Ray against J.P. Sears. And then on Wednesday, the pitching matchups is Logan Webb and Ross Stripling. There's a name. Logan Webb and Ross Stripling. Wonder if Stripling will give up the long ball as he did last year. But we'll see. Stripling's given up 6 homers in 61 innings this year. Wow. Compare that to Logan Webb, who's only given up 7 in 135. Yeah. So we'll see where this thing's going. Spencer says 54 games remaining. Giants will have to win 29, 30 of their remaining games. I think they need to win more than that, Spencer. 29 only gets them to 82 and 80. 30 wins gets them to 83 and 79. That's probably not going to cut it. You're going to need 31 minimum, maybe 32 to get in. So they're going to have to play 592 ball. 592 ball to get to 85 wins. 84 might do it, but I wouldn't count on it. They got to play 31 wins in their remaining. That would be 574 ball. I don't see this happening. Not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be reality, guys. Just laying it out there here on NorCal Sports where we do it, tell it like it is. Okay. Howard Cosell just telling it like it is. Yes. Okay. So here we go. Hey, Chardal, thanks for the invitation, but I will be doing a post-game show over here. So, but thank you. Let's see. Haroku. Realistic equals no playoffs. Get a cheer for that. All good comments get a cheer. Would I trade Birdsong or no? No. I would not trade Hayden Birdsong. To me, he's exactly what the Giants are looking for. Young, starting pitching, that's got moxie, that's got good stuff. You know, I think Logan Webb, what do you think? What do you guys think Logan Webb is? What's the comp on Logan Webb? Is he Matt Cain? Is he Timmy Lincecum? Or is he Mad Bum? Or none of the above? You tell me. I think he's more like Matt Cain. Ryan says Matt Cain. Greg says Matt Cain. Chardal says Logan's the ace of the Giants. I don't think he is. I think Blake Snell's the ace. It's not a Colt says he's more like Jake Peavy. That's a good comp. Cain or none of the above. Yeah, look, Webb's been great for the Giants because he eats innings. But when he goes up against good hitting teams, They either just wait on that, they lay off that sinker and make him come in, and he's hittable. He plays to contact. So he doesn't strike out a ton of guys like Blake Snell would do, or a Birdsong. So I personally, I love Webb, but I'm not married to Webb. Look, I want the Giants to improve. And you have a guy who's your biggest commodity. I told you this on one occasion, guys, that Logan Webb's trade value is dropping because of his performances. It has decreased in the last few weeks. Look, people, when you're looking at a guy like a Logan Webb, he's your ace. And then he's matched up against other teams' aces. If he's a number 3 guy, he's going to probably do better because he's not going to be facing an ace where the Giants can't score. They need to find a true ace. And I think they have one in Blake Snell. But the problem is Blake Snell holds all the cards now because he's got an opt-out that Farhan gave him. And he's pitching like, right now, the last 3 starts, name me a better starter than Logan Webb. Name me a better starter. I think there's somebody that's, who was it that had 3 great starts in a row? Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease and Blake Snell. Best pitchers in the game right now. Look, Blake Snell was so dominant a couple weeks ago. He had a perfect game into the 7th inning. Why would you not trade him? Why would you not dangle him in front of certain teams and get that offer up as high as possible? It's the one opportunity the Giants might have to actually get a good prospect that will be an everyday player for the Giants. Giants can't get hitters here. How are they going to get hitters here unless they develop them or trade for them? Name me a free agent hitter who's coming here that's a difference maker. Go ahead, I'll wait. Wake me up when someone tells me there's a free agent hitter the Giants are going to come here that's going to be a difference maker. Just tap me, make some kind of noise in the chat where when he's coming, I'll let you know. I'm just going to take a little break right here. Anybody? There isn't anybody coming, okay? Juan Soto, not coming. Pete Alonso, not coming. Not to San. They are not going to sign with the Giants, okay? So what are you going to do? Who's your star hitter coming up? Looks like it might be Bryce Eldridge. You ain't going to see him in 25 or 26, maybe in 26. Doubtful, but looks like 27. And he's a prospect. He's a minor leaguer, so there's no guarantees. Go get some hitters. Yeah, you're trading for some prospects that are hitters too, but guys that have success at most levels, let's look at getting some guys like that. Vlad Guerrero, he's not coming here unless you trade for him. Buster, what's up, buddy? You want me to get off the show? Give me a few more minutes. Okay. That gets another crowd. Whenever I see wise comments like that, they get a cheer. Why? Because it makes sense. You got to overpay, man. Why? I would have paid $1 billion. No, not a million, a $1 billion a B for Shohei Ohtani. Even if I had to eat the last 3 years of the contract that didn't turn out to be good, I'm going to get 7 dynamite years out of him. And I'm going to just, Shohei Ohtani is going to be plastered all over Oracle Park, all over San Francisco, jerseys galore. Imagine balls flying into the Cove on a regular basis, just watching that ball sail off deep high into the right field cove. I mean, just imagine that. The place would be jumping. But no, what does Farhan say he did? Match the Dodgers. You kidding me? You think if they match Juan Soto or pay Juan Soto $1 more than what someone else is offering, that Juan Soto is going to choose San Francisco? Give me a break. Nothing like that's going to happen. You're going to have to pay $200 million more for Juan Soto for him to come here. Juan Soto's looking at a $500 million deal. Make it $7 to get him. He's only like 25, 26 years old too. He's a superstar. Get Juan Soto. Fine. I don't think they will, because I don't see the ownership being able to think outside the box, and I know Farhan can't think outside the box. Guys, Bora was busy today. So was Los. Who knows? Maybe we'll do an impromptu show tonight. We'll see. Doubtful. Just looking at enjoying the Sunday night. But, yeah, Hiroku, exactly. Dodgers have probably already gained 50% of his contract with all the sponsorship and jerseys from Japan. Yeah, unbelievable. San Francisco has a great connection with the Japanese culture too. It was a natural fit, but the Giants sucked because they don't have players ready to win, and that's why he didn't come here. You probably could have offered him $1 billion, and he probably still would have been turned it down. Maybe the Giants were afraid to do it, finding out that would be embarrassing, that he didn't want their money. So, yeah, I don't think he was going anywhere either. I think he was LA bound. He has a home in Orange County. No sense uprooting yourself, moving when you can go play in front of 4 million fans for the season, have an electrifying, team, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. Hey, if you guys think about it, check out Freddie Freeman. If you're a person who believes in prayer, pray for Freddie Freeman's son. Had some particular ailment, I believe, what it was. And let me see. I had some news on it earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on one second. I was pulling it up. Just 1 minute here. Yeah, his son was hospitalized. Freddie Freeman's 3-year-old son hospitalized. Freddie Freeman had to take a leave of absence from Houston. Their 3-year-old son, Maximus, was hospitalized as he battled transient synovitis. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Synovitis, an illness that has progressed from a viral infection that came right after the All-Star break. So if you are a person that prays, please pray for Freddie Freeman's little 3-year-old son. Man, that's talk about stress and I mean, puts baseball in perspective for sure. I mean, Freddie's life changed just like that. And, hopefully that little 3-year-old boy will be okay, and Freddie will be able to get back out and playing again. So, hey guys, want to thank you for joining the show. Hit the like and subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me and this channel. We're heard right now obviously here on YouTube and on Twitter or X. We're also now on Spotify, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and soon to be on TikTok. So we're growing. By the way, guys, we've reached over 2,100 subs. So thank you for that. The channel has started to really take off in the last 2 weeks. So we're putting more content out there. Check out our shorts, like our shorts, subs, putting out more video content. You'll see it out there. They're getting lots of views. We're getting more and more views. We did an Olympic show today. We'll be covering some Olympics. We'll be back, guys, on Tuesday at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Tuesday for a trade deadline show. Okay, it'll be a 2-hour show, maybe a little longer as we wrap up. The trade deadline gets wrapped up at 3. We'll see if the Giants are involved there. So let everybody know. We'll put that thumbnail out probably sometime tomorrow night, just to get it out there. So it's out there in the YouTube atmosphere. So make sure you're able to catch that show if you can. Also, again, hit that like and subscribe button. We've got a new membership program. You can join as a member, $4.99 a month. So, and again, hit that subscribe button to your friends and let everybody know we're out here. And we just want to thank you guys for being part of this. Growing community. Appreciate it, George. Everybody have a good one out there. Mike, thank you very much. You guys, man, you guys make the show, man. We'll be back, today again, just Sunday afternoon solo, but Tuesday, Bora will join me on the trade show. And then Tuesday night, we'll be back for a post game. So we'll be doing a double hitter, our own double hitter on Tuesday. Today was a triple hitter. Started off this afternoon at 12:15, did Olympic basketball, then 2:30, Ned Coletti. If you haven't seen the interview, the show with Ned Coletti, go check it out. It was phenomenal. 1-hour show. It was on. You can go back in the video. We'll splice it up. I'll be putting some stuff out there later. More content later today, tomorrow. But check out that great content with Ned Coletti. Ned Coletti is a rock star, man, when it comes to baseball. And we got him right here on NorCal Sports Network. So, Spencer, thank you. Appreciate it. Orkatna, thank you very much. Justin, Spencer again. Thanks, guys. We will see you guys on Tuesday, 1 o'clock, trade deadline show. Go check out the videos. Check us out on Spotify. Tell your friends about us. NorCal Sports Network. By the way, guys, we're not just baseball. We got football content coming on the NFL and more specifically on the 49ers. We'll be doing Golden State Warriors. We truly are hitting back to NorCal Sports Network. We're going with the true NorCal Sports Network. We're covering it all, not just the baseball. All right, everybody? So until Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock, everybody have a fantastic Monday. And we'll see you Tuesday, 1 o'clock, trade deadline show. See ya. Thanks again.